Welcome back to the Daily Meditation with me, meditation teacher Paul Harrison. Today, I'm going to be doing a guided Vipassana meditation. Vipassana is one of the oldest forms of meditation and a core component of Buddhism. When you do this meditation, you're going to gain insight into your mind, as well as calming your mind and understanding yourself a bit better. So I'm going to get right into it. Let us sit with good posture. Want to make sure that the feet are squarely planted on the floor, directly in front of the knees. The back, nice and straight and relaxed. Lowering the chin a little bit. Optionally, you may choose to use a mudra. I would recommend either Anjali mudra, which is prayer hands, Jayam mudra, which is the most kind of archetypal mudra used in meditation. Or you could use cosmic mudra, or simply place your hands how they feel comfortable. Lower the chin just a little bit to elongate the neck, and we shall go ahead and close our eyes. Now, to begin with, just going to focus on the sensation of the breath moving through the space just beneath the middle of the nose. And we are simply observing how the breath feels on that spot. And at this time, you might like to tell yourself that you're going to be meditating for 10 to 15 minutes, and that all that matters during this time is that you just sit and relax, focus, and allow yourself to simply be, to simply exist in this present moment. As we continue to breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth, simply observing the passage of the breath through the nose and out of the mouth. And for now, all we are doing is just preparing, and we're simply relaxing and just allowing ourselves to just exist, to just spend a little while simply observing how things are, just allowing the present moment to occur around us as we simply exist in it. And now we shall go ahead and expand our awareness. Now we shall be aware of the breath moving in through the nose, to the back of the throat and down into the abdomen, and then out through the mouth. And so for the time being, all we are doing is simply allowing the mind to just observe the breath as it moves in through the nose, down to the abdomen, and then back out and through the mouth. Remember how much good you are doing simply by sitting and just existing for a short while with me. Simply allowing yourself to exist and to just observe the present moment. Now I want you to bring your mind to your abdomen. Simply observe the rising and the falling of the abdomen. As the abdomen expands to let air in and then contracts as we breathe out. If you find it helpful, you may describe the movement of your abdomen to yourself. For instance, you can say, I'm breathing in and my abdomen is expanding, and then I'm breathing out and my abdomen is contracting. Should thoughts or feelings come to mind, simply allow them to float on by as you continue to breathe. Now, the aim is to observe the abdomen moving and to focus on the breath there. However, inevitably, the mind does move. Thoughts happen, feelings happen. This is all perfectly normal. It's simply what the mind does, and so we must just simply acknowledge the actions of the mind. So as you are observing your abdomen, all I want you to do is just notice when your mind comes and goes. In other words, notice when you are focusing on your breath in your abdomen, and then notice when your mind also stops focusing, when it goes elsewhere. When that occurs, when your mind focuses, simply say, I am focusing. And then when your mind loses focus, simply say, mind lost, and then gently return your awareness to your abdomen. So again, all we are doing is observing the breath in the abdomen, noticing the rising and the falling of the abdomen. When we lose our focus, we shall simply note to ourselves, focus lost. And then when we regain our focus, we shall just say, focusing. And so let us sit for a few minutes now to practice that. Remember that it is not about controlling the mind, it is simply about observing the mind. Labeling when we lose focus, and then when we regain it. Now, while the aim is to observe the breath, we must not force this aim. We must not be hard on ourselves or overly focus. We must just allow ourselves just to gently gaze inwards at the breath and be completely accepting at those times when we do lose focus, because that is completely natural. Just remembering to bring the mind back to the breath when we need to, and just gently guiding the mind back. Now, let us progress. To now, what we are doing is sitting, observing the abdomen expanding on the in-breath and contracting on the out-breath, and you can label those movements to yourself. Expanding, breathing in, and contracting, breathing out. When the mind loses focus, we just gently note to ourselves losing focus, and then gently return our awareness to the breath. Now let us move on to the next stage of this meditation. For the next stage, what we do is label where the mind goes. Now as we continue to sit and breathe, I shall explain that to you. So, for instance, let us say that there is a sound outside, and the mind loses focus because the mind is drawn to the sound. All we shall do is say, this is just a sound, nothing more. So we label the thing to which the mind has gone. This is just a sound, nothing more. And then again, we gently return the mind to the breath. Similarly, if the mind is drawn to a sensation in the body, we simply say, this is just a sensation in my body, nothing more. And then we return the mind to the breath. And the same with thoughts. If the mind gets lost in a thought, we simply say to ourselves, this is just a thought, nothing more. And then again, we return the mind to the breath. As you do this, as you label any distraction, as you label sounds around you, as you label thoughts or feelings, you train your mind to understand the present moment for what it is and to be less reactive to stimuli. And this is going to greatly help you to be relaxed and to continue to be relaxed instead of being disturbed or knocked off center. And that is what Vipassana meditation is. So I should just once again go over the complete process. We are simply sitting, observing the movement of the breath through the abdomen, and optionally describing to ourselves the movement of the abdomen, saying, expanding as we breathe in, and then contracting as we breathe out. As we are observing the movement of the breath, we label when we lose focus and when we regain focus. We simply say, focus lost, and then focus returned. Finally, we label the source of distraction, labeling it by its sensory form. For instance, this is just a sound, this is just a feeling in my body, this is just a thought. And then always just very gently guiding the mind back to the breath. And so it is quite a simple process, and yet a very powerful one. And now to a count of 5 we shall open our eyes, but as we come back, we shall bring with us this increased insight and this feeling of peacefulness inside. 1, our eyes drift open a tiny little bit with the delicacy of a butterfly's wings. 2, we bring with us this insight and this calmness. 3, 4, nearly back now, but still calm. And 5. And so that is the heart of Vipassana meditation. As you practice, you will increasingly gain more insight into your own mind. And that insight will enable you to be less reactive, which means that things will stress you less, things will provoke you less. You'll be able to continue to feel Zen throughout your day. And so that is Vipassana. Another amazing thing about Vipassana is that it gives you insight into your mind. There are so many things occurring in the mind. The mind is an incredibly complex and yet magical thing. And the more we sit and simply allow ourselves to turn our awareness inside and to just observe what's occurring in the mind, the more we come to understand ourselves. Thank you for joining me today. My name is Paul Harrison. If you would like to book a private meditation lesson with me, you may do so on thedailymeditation.com. Remember to like and subscribe, and until next time, have a wonderful, blessed day.